I was talking to my sister yesterday, and we made a rule together. I keep re-recording these videos and being unhappy with every little detail. So the rule is I have 3 takes to make it right. If I don't get it done in those 3 takes, too bad. I got to pick one of the 3 and record it. So this is my 3rd take. I got about a minute in the other 2, so I'm just going to hope that this one pans out. I'll acknowledge the elephant in the room. There's a certain article of clothing that I'm wearing today that I don't usually wear. It's these green socks. These green socks are in celebration of St. Patrick's Day, which is either the day you're watching it or maybe the day before or the day after. Today's St. Patrick's Day Eve, so I don't technically have to wear green, but trying to beat the bad Irish allegations that may come my way and wearing the green anyway. Before we get started on today's kind of core video, I wanted to talk a little bit about 2 of my good friends who are having their birthday this week. My 2 best childhood friends, or childhood best friends, I guess, depending on where you're from, who are great guys and also both happened to move to Canada in the middle of our friendship. That's real. You can look it up. So I wanted to wish a very happy birthday to Ulysses, whose birthday is on the 17th, and Mitchell, whose birthday is on the 20th. And I'll show baby pictures of the 2 of them now, and then after that, I'll show a photo of what it would look like if the 2 of them had a baby together. So happy birthday, guys. Thanks for leaving. Cool. So I won't bury the lead anymore. I'll acknowledge the clown nose that I'm wearing today. Kind of 2 things about the clown nose. It didn't quite fit my nose properly, so it is glued right now. I did use glue on both sides, and the nose is glued to my nose. And one other thing, to the people who say that you're not qualified to wear a clown nose, I'll have you know that I took not 1 but 2 clowning workshops en route to my bachelor's degree in computer science, so shove it. But the reason that I'm wearing this clown costume today is it kind of goes in stride with the topic of today's video, which is my catastrophic and sudden fall from grace. I'd like to recite a passage about fame that I think works well with the themes of this video. Fame is a voluptuous yet elusive mistress. She may spend the night and kiss you on the forehead as she leaves, but she will never truly be yours. Because 1 week later, you'll check your YouTube account and see that your second video did significantly worse than the first one, which I think is complete and utter bullshit. So here I am, week 3, kind of recollecting myself and figuring out where to go from here, and I decided that I will take the advice of all the people who are watching these videos and take that advice and try to make rules for myself on content creation. And so the way that I'll do this is I will kind of read a comment or a message that I got from someone who's been watching, and I will create a rule from that comment. So I'll start with the first comment, which was, I will say you're talking way too fast, though, not in terms of comprehension, but you sound out of breath and rushed. So our first rule will be talk slower, take deep breaths, and don't sound out of breath. I was thinking for this rule specifically, I could do the chocolate rain thing where I turn away as I'm breathing. And if I turned away and you couldn't hear it, I said, do the chocolate rain thing where I turn away while I'm breathing. And so it's like, and slow down and talk very slowly and make sure that there's clear comprehension. So that was our first comment. Going to try to take it and use it for the rest of the video. Our second comment is, I like the blind girl anecdote, but is there a way to finish it with a stronger moral or deeper insight? So I guess our second rule would be, make sure every anecdote or section of the video has a rule, a moral or a deep insight. So I guess the deep insight for the deep insight section is, you can say a lot of things, and you can share a lot of stories, but if there's no depth to those stories, they are just that, stories. Our third comment was to give a review on La La Land. And so I talked about in my first video on YouTube how I was a little bit apprehensive to watch the film La La Land once they got out of the cars and started dancing. And my friend Mitchell, whose birthday is this week, told me that I really should watch it. And so I did watch it last week, and yes,
City of Stars, are you shining bright for me? City of Stars, it's a city full of stars.
Okay, our next suggestion is my only sense to throw in here is that it's actually daylight saving time, not daylight savings time. So our fourth rule for content creation is don't call it daylight savings time. And, I guess the moral takeaway that we can have from here is if you call holidays by their wrong name, people will not respect you and will leave critical comments on YouTube. Okay, our fifth piece of feedback is one more video and one more reference to Taxi Driver's Bobby De Niro, please. So our fifth rule for content creation is make sure every video has a reference to Taxi Driver and you call Robert De Niro Bobby De Niro. And I guess what we can take away from this one is if you have through lines throughout your content, one video references something and the next video references that same thing, you can start to build a rapport with your audience and develop deeper engagement from those individuals. And, to make people feel more comfortable with your content, if you call famous celebrities by a nickname that you've never heard before, that will make them feel comfortable as well. And just to make sure that I do reference Taxi Driver again, Taxi Driver, Taxi Driver, Taxi Driver, Taxi Driver, Taxi Driver. I hardly know her. One more piece of feedback, people on the subway review. This is another one from Mitchell. Happy birthday. He said, make sure to review people on the subway. So our sixth rule for good content creation is give people ratings. And so the group of people that I'd like to review this week are people who read on the subway, specifically people who read standing up on the subway. And I'm going to give them a 4 out of 10. My rationale here is that people who read on the subway are doing it to impress people. I saw someone recently reading the Trader Joe autobiography while standing up, and I'm thinking to myself, who are you? And are you a real person? And I guess the takeaway from this is, in order to have a happy life with contentment and relationships that are fulfilling, be sure to be extremely judgmental and give people number ratings in your head. This video has come off a little bit more pompous and defensive than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be fun, and in fact, it's come off a little bit aggressive. That wasn't my intention. I'm grateful for all the feedback that you guys have given, and I hope you continue to give it. And next week, maybe I'll remove the nose. Thanks for watching.